Hi, for ClarksvilleNow.com, my name is Ryan Pluckelman, and this guy over here is former State Representative Curtis Johnson, and this fella is former Montgomery County Mayor Jim Durrett. Gentlemen, you both have seen incredible growth in Montgomery County. Talk about, I'll start with you, Curtis. Talk about the growth that you've seen during your time as a public servant in Montgomery County.
Well, we can go back to my childhood. I can remember a time when Clarksville was the same size as Hopkinsville, and we started with a forward thought as far as recruiting industry and lowering taxes and regulations. And what we have seen, not only in Montgomery County, but across our state, an influx. And I don't have to tell you because you sit in traffic every day.
Well, Mayor Durrett, you were presiding over Montgomery County during an incredible influx of growth. What do you attribute just this massive boom of population to?
Curtis hit on a lot of it. We just have a very friendly tax structure. Our property taxes are low compared to other places throughout the country. Our cost of living is low. We have just great quality of life things that we have. We have an awesome university. We have the most powerful Army division in our United States Army. And so we just have so many great things working for us. And I think we've had the table set for many, many years, but we finally put it down and put it in place. And so now it's this all collaborative effort that goes forward. And I think that's been a huge, huge part of it.
Healthcare. This is a big thing as we continue to grow, as we continue to chase down Chattanooga for that number 4 spot when it comes to population and, be the 4th largest city in the state of Tennessee. Here we are now with 2 hospitals putting in a bid to build in Clarksville. TriStar wants to build in North Clarksville. We'll talk about the location and why that's important in a minute. But why do you think now we see this massive influx in people wanting to build healthcare facilities here?
Well, our phenomenal growth, number one, and you talk about Chattanooga, it's projected within the next few years, we will become the 4th largest city in the state. And not too long after that, I think, with the trend going the way it is right now, we'll overtake Knoxville.
Really?
Yep.
Do you have your friends that you served with in the representative government from Chattanooga and Knoxville? Are you calling them and letting them know, like, we're coming for you? To get shirts made where put Clarksville number 4?
They know.
I'll ask this question to you, Mayor Durrett. TriStar Health wants to build a new hospital off of Exit 1 and be in North Clarksville. Why is that location so important?
I go back to what Curtis said about, I've lived here a long time. I remember when our city limits went to Ringo Creek. They didn't go all the way to state line. And when 79 out here, once you got past Co-op, there was really nothing. There was train, but nothing in between. And so the phenomenal growth that we've seen. But, I've heard all of my life that North Clarksville gets slighted. We don't get what I've heard people that live there their whole lives. We don't get what Clarksville gets. Nobody wants to do anything out on the north side. And so, number one, I think the location is absolutely ideal. One big reason, there's not going to be any infrastructure improvements needed. You have a major connector highway out there in Tiny Town Road. Trenton Road's getting widened. It's in the process. 24 is in the process of getting widening. So from an infrastructure standpoint, all the infrastructure is going to be there. Their relationship with Fort Campbell is just unparalleled with any other healthcare provider that we have in our state. And so it's just the perfect fit. And being close to Fort Campbell is awesome. And, we've talked about this. Curtis and I have talked about this a bunch here in the last couple of weeks. Tiny Town Road is being transformed, and it will be transformed when this hospital goes on one end and the Wings of Liberty Museum is on the other. I mean, those are two destination points in our community, and it'll transform Tiny Town Road.
But it's not as easy as just, hey, we bought some land. We want to build a hospital. Representative Johnson, there's this thing called a certificate of need law in the state of Tennessee where you can't just buy land and build a hospital. You have to prove that there's a need. But that has actually changed recently. It used to be stricter to get a certificate of need than it is now. Can you talk a little bit about what changed and all that?
Right. If you go back 10 or 12 years ago, it was almost impossible to get a new hospital in a community where you had an existing hospital. If the existing hospitals opposed it and said, they're going to take one patient from us, that was declined. What we started doing about 10, 12 years ago is every year there are bills introduced to make the CON less restrictive. And what we have noticed over the last several years, that more and more facilities are being approved.
You can get your voice heard. Go to TriStar Clarksville Hospital.com. You can see what this hospital will look like, and you can even have a section there. You can put your comments in, and it's a form letter that will turn it into a letter of support for TriStar so they can present that to the commission on July 23rd. You'll know more about this because I don't think you've had many hospitals, but I don't think you're getting certificate of need meetings all the time.
No, I hadn't been to any of those yet.
Okay, just be your first one, right?
Yeah.
You've been to a handful of them. You know how it works. How long after? So think of Hollywood movie here.
Yep.
So it happens on the 23rd. TriStar presents their case. How long does it take before people are cheering and, excited about a TriStar hospital coming to Clarksville?
Same day.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, they will vote on the 23rd.
Okay, so we'll know by July 23rd whether or not TriStar's new hospital is coming to Clarksville. But again, don't sit around and just comment on Facebook. You can actually have your voice heard by going to TriStarClarksvilleHospital.com.